This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, good morning. Today we are going to see how to prepare the real-time test cases preparation in formalized way using test case template. Already we discussed about the test scenarios identification. Now we go for the test cases preparation. How we are going to prepare using the template. So generally, to prepare the test cases, test scenarios are the one of the input which we are going to use. Input for us, test scenarios. So then requirement documents. Then whatever other documents are provided to you by your lead, all those documents also we have to use it is. But for this project, which I am going to show example for the test cases preparation, I have the user interface design document for project ERP for PMC version 3.0. That is the version name of the version number for the document. So where I have the prototypes, model of the application I have. Okay, three kind of documents I am going to use here, and then try to understand scenarios also I derived for the these factors to validate a GUI or user interface related test scenarios. In that, what are the factors I need to validate? There are several factors, but my lead given instruction to me identify the scenario to validate these factors: components availability, alignment of components, control spelling, font style. Second thing, usable related test scenario. There are several factors, but in this project, I want to go for the only tab implementation and the usability. Third one is functional related test scenarios. Functional related test scenarios, business transactions to perform. So based on that, I derived some test scenarios here. So ERP PMC home page UI, home page usability, home page link, employee login, like these are the scenarios for the home page. Now based on these scenarios, with the reference of the requirement documents, I want to go for the test cases preparation. So the test case template is given to me. But easy to understand what I want to do. Every page of the application, I want to go, suppose this is the ERP PMC home page. For this page, I want to write the test cases in this one sheet. Same way, next page, what is the next page I have here? I have the next page here, new customer registration page. For that, I want to go for the another sheet where I want to write it is. Like that, individual I want to go for the each page individual sheets I want to maintain. The advantage here, it makes easy to me to understand. So how many test cases I prepared for the each page in my application. That purpose. ERPPMC homepage. Now this is ERPPMC underscore. So customer registration page. It is customer registration page to me. Registration page. And I can say customer registration page. Okay. Like, but components are required. Try to select all these components. Copy, paste, corner, paste it is like this. Now, first one I will. Okay. Now, scenarios I'm going to refer. Some here online 1458. Because some information about the project I need to give project history. online forever batch 145859 already completed today morning is 60. Okay, for you. Project name ERPPMC created by name of the test engineer. I am preparing, so I am going to give my name QAIT. Madhukar QAIT. Reviewed by, approved by. This has to be done by the my test lead. Once my test case are prepared, at the time he is going to write his name. Created date, today date, 11th, 3rd, 21. So date approved, referred documents. Yes, to prepare the test scenarios. What are the reference documents I used there? So requirement documents as well as user interface design documents also I referred, right? So now these are the things I need to specify. Versions also we have to include. So ERPPMC underscore. So user interface version 3.0. So same cell, I want to go for the next line. What we have to use the Alt Enter you click. Same cell, next line you want to go. Okay. Alt plus Enter. ERPPMC underscore FRS version 1.3 it is. The version number I specified. Now test case ID, name of the test case. First see the scenario, what purpose I need to go. If I go for the test scenario, what is the first scenario? So ERPPMC home page. Okay. Now I will go for the test case document here. TC001 underscore. So first, very first test case it is ERPPMC underscore open application. That's the name of the test case I written. Then we have to go for the test case description. Under what we have to write, what is the intention of the test case? What purpose we are writing the test case, that we have to specify. So I can say this test case to verify launching application and to check availability of components. What purpose? I'm writing that we have to specify. The priority. Remember one thing is, even though it is a user interface, very frequently used operation. General home page means very important. Launching application mandate. So we have three levels: high, medium, low. Very frequently we are going to the operation. This thing you have to go for the high priority. I can say P0. Already I told that priority. Why we are going to give the priority? Priority will says to you how much important this test case during the execution. No, we have to execute all the test cases. No, why we have to set this type of priority? Sometimes you may not have the sufficient time to execute all the test cases, maybe delay in the deployment of the build. So in that case, we can go for the priority based. You can select the test cases. We can go for the execution. But how do you give the priority for the test case means? Which functionality validation purpose where we are writing the test case, that functionality how much important with respect to client business needs, how frequently user is going to use those functionalities. Based on that we are going to give the priority derived based on importance or criticality of the functionality with respect to client business needs. Whereas so priority defines importance of the test case during execution. Now step 1, I'm going to say, so open Chrome browser, enter URL then click on enter or go. Test data. So here I'm saying previous test case when I written for the Gmail, I said that so www.gmail.com. But here test cases we are preparing before build a deployed at our test environment. We don't know what is the URL. Generally at the time of execution, your lead is going to provide the build URL to you. You can use that one. 192.1.1.162 slash ERPPMC. Like that we are going to server that URL we are going to get temporary URL, we have to use it is. Now what is the expected result? Expected result here. So ERPPMC home page should open. ERPPMC home page should open with following components. What are the components? Now we have to refer it is. So that is the 3.1 requirement. They said that links like this, all the links they expect. Now, one thing you should understand that. So when we are going to execute your test cases, so again we are not going to refer the any requirement documents. Everything should be clear here. So this links okay. Only those links in this space? No. We have this links about the home, employee login, preview of the computers, contact us, register now completed. Now, this is the login functionality purpose. What are the components are given? User ID, password. So this two input objects are available or not. That is also important. So user ID and password, input objects along with submit and reset buttons. The other component should be there. Now here we are going to find the one column here like this one, where we are going to provide the actual result. But this actual result when we are going to write at the time of execution your test cases, by doing this operation, whatever they said and the step description, this operation we have to do. While doing that operation, we have to observe that how the application responding. Based on we are going to provide the actual result. Then by comparing expected actual result, we are going to provide the status for the test case, whether it is pass or fail. This is the first test case for me. Okay. What is the second test? Still, so the scenario not yet complete. Other test case also I have to go. So because they said that I need to check the other things also. So availability of components complete. Now alignment, control spelling, font style I need to check. So how we can go for that? TC 002 ERPPMC. So what is the scenario here? User interface. Let me copy this one. See, every test case which are going that should be clear. Okay. ERPPMC home page user interface. I'm going to say this test case to verify alignment of components or web elements, font style, and spelling. For this home page means even that is a user interface, spelling is very important or not? Definitely, it is an important one. So I can go for the here. This is also high. Home page means so P0 step 1. So verify alignment of components. Alignment of components. Then no data required. I can say that components should be arranged given in proper sequence. What is that meaning here? So in this, the components what we are expecting here, home, employee log, the proper sequence they're given here. Contact us should not be the first. Okay. Same way here also. User ID first, then password, then submit. Not in the middle of this middle submit, but it should not be given like this. Okay. That's what we have to consider here. Proper order they're providing or not. We have to check. Then step two, what I want to check here. Step two, verify font style for components. All the components have the same style or not. That is important. So all the components, I can say all the components should have should be same style. So we're expecting should be same style, same font style. Okay. Then step three, verify controls spelling. So if data is not required, what is the expectation here? There won't be any spelling mistakes. There won't be any spelling mistakes. Okay, these are the user interface related. Now you observe that whatever I written here, user interface, is it common for the every page or not? Definitely we have to check these factors every page in the beginning, right? But these are the three steps for same test case. Try to merge this thing, merge and center. Right. Then test case 003. Now what is that? Now as per the scenarios based I'm showing, this one is covered. Next one we have the usability. But as per the requirements, they're given only usability means. So tab implement other features are not required like error message or meaningful or not, help documents understandable or not, combination keys implementation, function keys implementation. Those are not important here. So that is the reason I will going to focus only on the tab implementation for the usability. Now I can say this test case to verify tab implementation. So home page, this is not that much important. I can go for the medium prior tab. So step one, I can say here, focus on first component home link, then click on tab continuously. I want to go for the continuously, I want to click, no data required for each tab operation. That means my here I focused on this component home. So now when I click on tab keyboard tab key when I press. Control has to go for the employer login. Again, I click on the tab, control has to go like this. So it has to move. This is the way. This way, not this way, right? So it should not be like this. So that is clockwise. So we have to specify that one. So that who is going to execute test cases, they can get the clarity for each tab operation. Control should move to next component in clockwise like this. Is the tab. Go tab. Next. What is the other scenario I have? Now I need to test the home link is working or not. I will go to the test case 004 PPMC home page home link. Then I can set this test case to verify home link. So functional device every component is important here. So because frequent is home is frequently used, so I can go for the high priority P0. Okay, step 1. What I'm going to say here, click on home link. Say in double quotes you can give that element or in square bracket. For easy eye catching, I'm giving in square bracket the component name. No data required. Home page should be reloaded. Home page should be reloaded. Right. Next. Test case 005. What next we have next scenario? That is the only one test case for that home link to verify. Now employee login. If I go for the employee login. Now what I can say here, this test case to verify employee login link, high priority, right, P0. Then step 1. What is the here under step description, what we have to do, what type of operation do you want to do on application to check whether this component is working or not. So we have to click on that link or not. We have to say that is click on employee login link. So no data required. Then expectation here. So we don't know how, we have to study in the requirement documents. Okay, you have to study in the requirement documents. Now, what the expectation here? Employee login page should open. Drop down is there means in unit test case means we have to write the individual test case for the drop down. So verify expected components are available or not. Can able to select the value in the drop down. So in the drop down values are given the alphabetical order or not like this. But as a functional device, it is not that much. So select the value in the drop down valid data like that we are going to. Okay. Next test case 006. Then what is the next scenario? Individually not required to mention the only component like drop downs. Here PPMC homepage preview of computers link. This test case to verify. Preview of computers link. Now what is the priority here? High. T0. Then step 1. Click on preview of computers link. Then what is the expectation? Preview of computer space should be displayed. Okay. Now contact us is there. Contact us. So next one. Test case 007 underscore contact us. Now I can say this test case to verify contact us link. Contact us link. So high priority. Page 0. Step 1. Now click on contact us link. See under step description, always you have to specify what type of operation we need to do on application to test the particular scenario. Then how application need to respond. We are going to specify under expected result. Contact details should be displayed. Should be displayed. Okay. Now going to the login functionality, right? The links, okay, completed. Now we have to go for the, what is the next scenario we have? We have the customer login is there. Now whenever you want to go for the customer login, so what are the possible, any login functionality is there? What are the possible test cases? Means we have the, so three types of test cases: login with valid data, login with invalid data, login without data, like this. Now if I go for TC 008 underscore, so ERPPMC underscore home page customer login with valid data. Now here, so this test case to verify login functionality using valid data, high priority. Step 1. Now enter valid customer ID. Now we don't know what exactly existing ID, no customer ID. I'm saying that. So let execution time we prepare test data, we can use it is. So what I'm saying that once they enter, suppose Madhukar QIT, that name should be visible, right? Customer ID should be displayed in a readable form. readable format. Step 2. Enter valid password. No password is required, saying that password should be displayed in star format. In star format. So why I'm saying this one? Because in the requirement they said the password as entered shall display the character star in place of each password character entered. So that means how clear you are going to understand the requirements. That makes easy to write the test cases. Right. Now step 3. Click on submit. Now if it is successful means customer home page should be displayed like this. Now wrap text. So this is going outside, so I'll go for the wrap text. Then these are the steps belongs to the same test case. Try to make it is merge. Like this. Next, same test case. But I want to test the same function with the invalid data. TC 009 underscore ERPPMC login. So what I want to go for here. See, these are the things you have to do. Borders, try to highlight. Borders, all borders first. Then wrap text. The basic things you have to do. Customer login with invalid data. Okay. Now I will show here some written test cases. Try to understand. Same process you have to follow. Now test case 9. Just I want to explain. TC 009 ERPPMC homepage customer login with invalid data. This test case to verify customer login using invalid data is what is that test case description? High priority. Step 1, what I'm saying that enter invalid customer ID with valid password, then click on submit. So test data is customer ID password. Error message should pop up. Step 2, enter valid customer ID with invalid password, then click on submit. Again, customer ID password. Error message should pop up. Step 3, enter invalid customer ID with invalid password, then click both invalid I want to use. Error message should pop up like this. This is the how we can go for the login with invalid data. Now test case 10, ERPPMC homepage customer login without data. This test case to verify login functionality without data. High priority. Step 1, enter valid customer ID, then click on submit without password. So the only that you have to specify without password, you have to specify. Error message should pop up. Step 2, enter valid password, then click on submit without customer ID. Error message should pop up. Step 3, click on submit without customer ID and password. So everything should be clear. What type of operation we have to do, that should be written in the step description. Okay, like this. Now what other things are covered? Now as per the scenario here, so this one customer login is complete. Reset button, register now link also we have to test. Now if I go for the, so for login, 3 test case I derived. Now reset button, test case 001, ERPPMC home page, reset button. So this test case to verify reset button functionality. Priority high. Step 1, enter customer ID, password, then click on reset. Data which we have to provide, customer ID, password, valid or invalid. So data should be cleared. Expecting the expectation should be like that has to work. Now we have the registration functionality I want to test. Test case 012. So 12 ERPPMC home page. So register now link. Now this test case to verify register now link. High priority step 1. Enter register now link. Customer registration page should open. Okay, like this we can go. Now similar way, if I go for the next page which is there here, try to understand. A new customer registration page. As I said that here we have the 4 scenarios: user interface, usability, submit and reset. These are the 4 scenarios we identified there. See, ERPPMC customer registration page, user interface, ERPPMC customer registration page, usability, ERPPMC customer registration page, registration functionality, then registration submit button, ERPPMC customer registration page, reset button. Now, for this, how we can go for first test case for the page. What I said, we have to go for the every page, new sheet. Now, this is the home page. Now, new customer registration page. If I go, I will send the empty templates to you, test case template. Now, you got some, you try it is. If you got any doubt, refer my test case document. Okay. So, 1-2 pages, if you are able to write, other test cases are, other page test cases are going to be same for any kind of application also. Now, this time user interface. Now, observe my here, the test case one. So, what I given here, 13th one, TC 0013 I given, okay. Go. Test case 13, ERPPMC, new customer registration page, UI I want to test, user interface. This test case to verify availability of components, control spelling, I want to go for control spelling, I want to check, and I want to go for the so font style height. But directly I'm not going to say customer registration page. First we have to first test case in every page. We have to give the steps to navigate to that page. Navigate means how to go to your customer registration page also we have to specify. So step 1, launch Chrome browser, enter URL, then click on go. Test data URL. ERPPMC home page open. Should open. Then step 2, click on register now link. New customer registration page should open. Now step 3, verify availability of in the registration page. Expect all the component list we have to provide. Step 4, verify control spelling. There won't be any spelling mistakes. Step 5, verify font style. All the components should have same font style. That is the first test case. Second test case, again, these steps are not required. Launch browser, that is not required. Now, second test case here for usability related, right? Now, ERPPMC, new customer registration by usability. This test case to verify tab implementation, medium, step 1. How I written here, focus on first name, edit box, then click on tab. So this is the page. I want to focus here. When I click on tab, control has to go for the next component that we have to check. Medium, step 1. So focus on first name, edit box, then click on tab. For each tab operation, control should be move to the next component in clockwise. In clockwise. Okay, what is the next scenario I have here? These two are covered now. Registration functionality. Remember that registration functionality How many ways we can test any registration functionality? What are the possible test cases? Means there are four possible test cases. One is so registration functionality with valid data, registration functionality with invalid data, registration functionality without data, registration functionality with existing data. Existing data means customer ID is unique. Suppose Gmail application mail ID is unique. Our existing mail ID you given, you should not accept. That is a duplicate. So existing data. There are four kind of test cases for the any kind of registration functionality. Remember, login means three. So registration functionality four category, four types of test cases here. Now how I written ER test case 15, ER PPMC new customer registration phase, submit button with valid data. This test case to verify the registration with valid customer registration using valid data. High priority. Step 1. Enter valid data in all the mandatory and optional fields. Then click on submit. The what are the fields we need to enter? That is the field names we given. Why field names? Because test data, we are going to prepare another sheet using boundary wire analysis, equivalence class spots. Already we discussed this one during the black box testing technique, how to derive the test data using different combination. If you go for the valid size from the BVA with a valid class from the ECP, you are going to get the valid data. So that is the data we are going to maintain like this in Excel sheet. So first name, what characters we have to go. So middle name, what data is required. That information are going to specify. Okay, now see, first name we prepare the test data like this using the combination valid data means. So this one already we discussed. Try to refer the black box testing techniques which I explained how to prepare the test data for the first username edit box. Same concept, valid data in that is Excel sheet we are going for each field. Now, so enter valid data in all the mandatory and optional fields, then click on submit. So customer registration completed successfully. Now step 2, what I want, only I want to enter the valid data in only the mandatory fields. Then also it has to be customer registration completed successfully. Now test case 16. ERPPMC new customer registration page submit button with invalid. Same here. Enter invalid data in any one field. It can be mandatory option, it should not accept. So error message should pop up. So here now new customer registration page submit button with valid data. This test case to verify customer registration using without data. That means try to miss the mandatory fields, any one of the mandatory field. Then you have to click on the submit. Remaining fields you have to enter the data. Error message should pop up. Existing data. So already you created here means suppose in the test case 15 validate is given here. What is the mandatory here in this field? So customer ID is the unique. Okay, so that information given in the requirement documents, you have to study it. See, customer ID accept up to 55 characters but should not be a number. There won't be duplicate customer ID. Now make sure all existing name, if you give which ID you should not accept. That is the concept here. Okay, like this registration functionalities. See, now same way reset button. Enter the values. Click on reset button. Now data should be clear here. Like this, we are going to write that any form of the application. So registration functionality and login functionality, almost everything is going to be similar. Transactions will be there. Transaction name may varies, but this is the approach you have to follow. So these are test cases, tested data already we discussed, the preparation. So hope you understand this one. So I will give is first time when you are going to do it makes a little bit complex to you, but you got some idea what we have to do. No? Try to try to study this one And without seeing this one, try to prepare the test cases by yourself. This 19 test cases you prepared yourself, you'll get the how to write the test cases. Okay, that's the session. Thank you.